What is up, everybody? This is Omegabalmung and welcome to my review for Titanfall 2 on the PlayStation 4.
Fast and agile. Graceful, yet devastating.
Titanfall 2 is developed by Respawn Entertainment and published by EA. It is currently out for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and it's also on PC, but the only place to really buy it is on Origins, EA Origins. Titanfall 2 is a first-person shooter with a single player and a multiplayer. In Titanfall 2, you play as Jack Cooper, who's a regular militia rifleman, just a regular, soldier, and then he becomes a pilot, an elite soldier. He gets pretty much thrown into it. Then he gets to control one of the coolest robots in the game called a Titan. He's a Vanguard Titan. His name is BT-7274, and like I said, he is probably the coolest aspect of the game. The game is split up into 9 different stages, and each stage usually has like 3 or 4 chapters that is contained inside the stages. The stages are pretty much straightforward through. You do have some collectibles you can get that are laid out throughout the whole, the whole stages. And the only way to get them is to really look for them and platforming. So you need a platform to get those helmets. The game is a little bit a mixture of 2 different genres together. You have the first-person shooter aspect of the game. Of course, you have your gun and you shoot down the line, you aim and do all that. But there's also a little bit, platform that plays into the game. So that is, to me, was pretty much what I liked about it, because you can platform to different, of course, platforms. You use that, to get through certain maps. They kind of challenge you a bit, and you could go through, jump on the wall, slide, do a double jump on a wall, and then jump off to a platform. So that to me was pretty cool. And then, like I said, you got Titans, and you also got Titan battles. Like I said, Titans are these big mechanical, robots that these pilots can. Not everybody can pilot them, but you have to beat these elite pilots to be able to pilot them. And then each one has different stats. Like I said, BT, which is what they call him in the game. BT is short for BT-7274. He's a Vanguard Titan, so he's able to use whatever that's in the map, whatever guns that you get. So he starts out with a regular, machine gun, and then as you go throughout the whole story, you get more weapons like a rocket launcher, a shotgun, a sword. So it really depends on the pilot or the Titan. You do fight against bosses, and bosses are also just Titan battles, and you fight them. There's really nothing much to it. A lot of times it's just a straightforward fight. Each boss has a different Titan. There's one that shoots fire, there's one that flies, there's one that shoots lasers, there's one that's just a regular old Titan that shoots regular bullets. And like I said, those are the boss battles. There's really nothing challenging about them. It's just straightforward, and they throw like 1 or 2 enemies at you. Also, the game is pretty straightforward. I mean, you're looking at maybe about 4 to 5 hours of gameplay, just playing through the single player. There isn't, you could kind of push it if you play on the, a harder setting. But my time was, playing on a regular setting was about 3 to 5 hours, I want to say. You could probably push it a little bit further with, if you're looking for collectibles. You could probably push it to 8 hours tops. But like I said, the reason why it's so short is because it's an action-packed game. I mean, from start to finish, the first stage is pretty simple. It's just a training stage, and that's usually how it is. But after that, they kind of just throw you in there, and the action is like amped up to 10 pretty much throughout the whole game, and they just tell keep going. That's the reason why the game becomes a little bit short, because at least inside of me, I gotta keep going, because they kept throwing these, like, okay, you gotta do this, so you gotta keep going. So the meat of the game is really the multiplayer. Titanfall 2 is built on that. Mostly when the first Titanfall game was just a multiplayer aspect to the game. There was no single player. Titanfall 2 had a single player, but like I said, multiplayer is the meat of the game. So in multiplayer, you get to play quite a few different modes. The first mode you get to play is called Bounty Hunt, which is a 5v5 with AI, and then of course with that mode you earn money and you have to deposit in, or you can keep the money, earn more points and things like that. You got Amped Hardpoint, which is a 6v6 capture the point kind of deal. You got Pilot v Pilot, which is 8v8 just pilots, no titans involved. Attrition, which is personally my favorite mode. Attrition lets you play 6v6 with AI, and then of course there's pilot and titans that you can call down. You got Coliseums, which is 1v1, Last Titan Standing, which is my least favorite mode, which is a 5v5 just titans. You got Capture the Flag, and then Free For All, and then of course you could do your own private matches. So before getting into these game modes, you get to customize your own pilot. You have 10 slots you can use to customize your pilot. There are 6 different pilots you can choose from. You got the Cloak, the Pulse Blade, Grapple, Stim, AWOL, Phase Shift, and a Hollow Pilot. Each one has their own abilities. Like Cloak, he's able to, of course, cloak himself. You got Pulse Blade that you're able to throw out these blades that pulses enemies' location to you. That's close to the pulse. And then of course you got Stim, who is a little bit different. He's pretty much what he is he regenerates his health faster. And then after picking your pilot, you get to pick your guns. You have your guns like the assault rifle, submachine guns like the CAR or CAR or the Volt. You got light machine guns like Spitfire and the L-Star, sniper rifle like the longbow, DMR, shotguns, and whatnot. Those are your primary weapons. And then you also have your sidearms, are pretty much simple stuff like your pistols. And then the other thing is you get to actually have your own anti-Titan weapons, which is what you use against Titans, and they don't really work that well in the Pilot v Pilot, but in Attrition or anything that involves Titans, anti-Titan weapons are perfect. You can also have different perks for your gun, like more ammo, quicker fast draw, and faster reload. You can also pick different sights for your gun, like hollow sights and things like that. Each character or each pilot gets their own kits. You have 2 kits, and the first kit slot you can either have like a power cell or fast regen, or in kit 2 you have kill report and wall hang, which is wall hang is pretty cool because when you run on the wall, if you aim, you actually stick to the wall and shoot while you're on the wall, so that's pretty cool. And then after that, you can customize your colors, camo, and things for your guns and your pilot. So after you pick your character, you can actually customize your own Titan. Customization is still limited because they are based on the Titans. So you got your 6 Titans: the Ion, Scorch, North Star, Ronin, Tone, and Legion. Each Titan has their own kits, and they have like 4 or 5 slots for the kits, or not slots, but 4 or 5 different abilities you could pick for the kits. Each Titan has their own colors and stickers, so you can also change how your Titan looks like, and that's a pretty cool aspect of it. Like Ion and Scorch, and all those Titans are different. Like Ronin, of course, Ronin is a melee type character. He has like a shotgun with him. Scorch shoots these little like almost like rocket launchers, and he's able to like throw these fire onto enemies and things like that. So each Titan has their own abilities, and each one cancels each other's out. So it's not just like, oh hey, Legion is the strongest, so let's all pick them. No, they all have their weaknesses and strengths to them. So after that, you can pick out your own kill streak, or they call it boost, and it's pretty much just like a kill streak. It charges up as you play, so in the bottom left corner you see a percentage, and as you keep playing or as you keep killing people, it goes up more and more and more. And then there's 12 different boosts you can choose from. They range from increased damage for your weapons, auto lock-on, you can reveal enemies on the map, you also set up shields, and of course activate turrets. And then when you're done picking your boost, you can use call signs. Call signs are pretty much just what banners and patches to your character. And when you kill a person, it pops up, and that's pretty much it. So after that, also you can also look at the network. So the network is the coolest part of the multiplayer, and it's different. I've played a bunch of games, unless you play like Battlefield, they have their own servers. This is what it is. So what the network is you can set up your own server. and then you can tell, you know, what server you are in, and then it also shows you a ping to it. So of course, the higher ping you are, the more delay you have. And then in the server, it tells you who's in the server, how many people are in there, and then at the end, you can also make your own server. You can set up your own server name, you know, what time you want it to be, you know, mostly when it's happy hour and things like that, and you know, invites and all that. So in the end, what did I like from Titanfall 2? What I like is the platforming. I think that was pretty cool that they added this platforming aspect to the game, and it also plays into how, you know, the gunplay is. I felt like a lot of the platforming was pretty cool, and you know, you also had these ghosts that tells you how to platform in case you run into a wall, literally. And like I said, the platforming is done well in this game. The gun mechanics also done well too. I just felt like when you're running around the map, when you're in multiplayer and you're shooting, running on walls, it felt like it's really just your arm and legs, and you felt full control of your character. Another thing I really liked about the game is attrition mode, which is weird because I thought that Titan mode would be my favorite, but anyways, we'll talk about that in a bit. But attrition mode was cool, being able to, you know, felt like you were doing something, even though you couldn't kill, you know, another pilot on the other team. You can actually kill these grunts that come out, these AIs. Killing them will also net you points to be able to call for a Titan. And when Titan comes down, hits the ground, it looks so freaking awesome. And when you get into it, and then you mow people down, that's pretty cool. And then you also have to protect yourself too, because people could jack your Titan, and they could blow up your Titan, you know, so you gotta be careful with that. Another thing is that I like the storyline. It keeps pushing you, and that's pretty cool. It's not just like, oh yeah, let me look around. I felt like it just kept pushing me, and to me, it made it, you know, super fun to play through and super exciting. And there's a few times when I was on the edge of my seat. And then one of the biggest aspect to me is BT. So BT 7274 to me was the coolest character in the game, more better than the main character and everybody else. BT was awesome. The way he talked to you, the way you could talk to him also, and some of the stuff that he did during the game was freaking badass. So BT, my favorite character in the whole game. And then, which is also set pieces, which is part of the story, because they just set up these cool set pieces for you. In the beginning, it starts out a little bit slow, but as you trek on through the stages, as you got towards the end, these set pieces just become beautiful, graphically, things exploding, Titans blowing up everywhere, Titans everywhere, you know, people dying and things like that. It's just, the set pieces to me was just fantastic. Well, all those things are what I like about the game. There are also some really, you know, things I didn't like about the game. What I didn't really like is the background story. There was really no background story to the game. I never played Titanfall. I mean, I played the beta and that was pretty much it, but I never really played or anything of the Titanfall games. So going in was kind of weird. I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just killing people, and that's what I was doing. The boss battles were a little bit dry. I mean, I wish they did some little different things with the battle. I mean, like, it would have been cool to like have to shoot, you know, a certain area. Maybe he hides behind, you know, one of the bosses hides behind a shield, and you have to shoot down the shields and things like that. There wasn't anything like that. It was pretty much just go in, hide left, you know, from getting shot at, and then pop out and shoot at him or her, and that's pretty much it. It was a little bit dry. Last Titan Standing to me was supposed to be when I first, you know, heard about the game, and they're like, last Titan Standing, yeah, cool, you know, you can use these Titans, that's cool. After playing it, I think attrition mode to me is my favorite mode. Last Titan is my least favorite mode, just because the 5v5 Titans, the map that you're in are too small for them. I mean, we just bunched up together, and I was getting shot at. There's nowhere to move. If they did like a 3v3 Titan mode, that would have been actually pretty much cooler, a lot more balanced, I guess. But 5v5 on a small map with these big hulking Titans is just not fun. And then boss battle, the final boss battle kind of goes in with the, you know, the boss battles itself. I just didn't, it wasn't fun. And then when you get the ending, you're just like, what? So in the end, should the game be a buy, pass, or sale? So what I'm trying to do here now is just to tell you guys, you know, should you buy the game? Should you pass on the game? Or should you know, wait until it's sale? There's a few, you know, things to think about when you're buying into Titanfall 2. Buy it if you're into the multiplayer, because the multiplayer will floor you. Love the movements, love the Titans, love the game modes. If you're buying it for the single player, I should say go to take a sale on it. Wait until there's a sale. The single player is actually pretty short. You're looking at maybe, like I said, 3 to 4 hours tops, and there's not much to do in there. It's just straight through on, but the set pieces are cool. But other than that, it's a straightforward game. Nothing really wows you in the game other than the set pieces. So it depends on what you really want to do. This game is too good to pass up. If you're a big fan of multiplayer, totally buy it. Even if you're a single player, I suggest you buy it, but wait for a sale. It's a game that you shouldn't pass up on just because you're not a big fan of the multiplayer. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my review for Titanfall 2. I am currently working on more reviews to do. There's a backlog of games I got to get to. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys come back next time for some more reviews for video games. Like I said, I mostly play on the PlayStation 4, so we'll do with that. But anyways, this is Omegabalmung. I'll see everybody next time. Peace out.